albeit 7-5 behind, but with the break.
And with momentum. And he's got to feel really good about just having a chance to come to the table. He thought he was done.
The two big mistakes so far have been by Efren Reyes. The missed 5-ball and that lack of position on the 9, which caused and forced the error of the 9-ball miss. Are they going to come and haunt Efren Reyes? Oh, he's got a bad kick on
he's gotten
the
a kick
one there, and it's lost position somewhat on the one. He's made a ball, so he retains at the table. Has he made a ball? Has he made a ball?
Yeah, he's made a ball.
Yes. No, he hasn't.
Oh, no, you're right. It's hanging in the corner. It's Reyes
yes.
at the table. I thought that ball had gone down, and it just stopped right there on the shelf of the pocket.
He gets so used to them always making a ball. That's the first time anybody's come up dry, I think. So the luck not with Johnny Archer. Now, can Reyes rectify his mistake by getting straight in amongst the balls? That's a great shot, but is he going to be punished? Well, he's got some spin on there to stop that going behind the 9.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he has a shot on the 2. Does the 2 pass the 6 for the corner? Or does it pass the 3 ball for the other corner?
No, but he's got options. You know,
yeah.
he could play a very clever shot here. Try and bank the 2 ball up and down the table and hit the 5. He could play a safety shot. He's got a few options to play here, and he's playing the conservative shot. No risk involved in that. Asking the questions of Johnny Archer.
I'm a little surprised he left that much distance between the cue ball and the 6. He's given Johnny more navigating room than
excuse me, please.
I might imagine that he would
Settle
have.
down over there. Thank you.
Bit of movement in the crowd. Our referee, Michaela Tab, stopping them from moving around. This game of 9-ball pool is a slightly different atmosphere. There's a bit more razzmatazz around, especially in the evening sessions. But even so, you don't want unnatural movements in the crowd.
Well, someone violated Michaela's cell phone rule, and you do not break the rules in Michaela's room.
Referees, not just 9-ball pool, but now referees on the snooker circuit, and was in action at the Crucible this year, first time. Thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Got a couple of column inches in the papers, only a few minor middle page pull-outs. Good referee though, and goes about her business as you would expect a top-class referee to do. Authoritative.
Extraordinarily, sir. You see what Johnny Archer is measuring. It's very, very obvious. He wants to hit this point on that rail, which will send him into a contact with the 2 ball. Is what happens after the contact. I think the contact's almost automatic.
Well, yeah. I mean, the trouble is this level, Johnny Archer's has got to try and work out a way of getting them safe. He'll be trying to hit a certain part of that too. Such is the standard of escaping from these shots. They try and make a ball off of the cushion. It's not come out well.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with this. He's going to be really unhappy with what he comes to the table with next time.
Well, obviously this orange 5 is begging to be made. As long as he makes contact with the 2, he can obviously knock the 5 in somehow. Would he play some sort of combination, or does he not then know where the 2 ball's going to go?
Yeah, I don't like that. I would.
No, you're right. Yes, he's going to try and play with running spin and then off the cushion and contact the 5 and then send the cue ball down towards the 2.
That's a brilliant shot.
Yeah, but
it didn't work.
Exactly. He got too much spin on the cue ball, and the cue ball chased up the table too fast for his liking. 2 went back up the table as the cue ball was coming back down.
Yeah, the brilliant part of that shot was he sent the cue ball in the same direction down the table as the 2 ball, so they should have stayed together and he should have wound up with a shot. Instead, he has a bank shot to worry about.
Oh, well, that's a killer. A killer from Manila.
Manila, okay.
Fair enough. Thanks, I'm sure it's been done. Yeah, I just had to say it once. But you know, what quality of that's a very important shot to be able to play. Well, it was a killer from Manila.
Yes, it was.
If ever you were going to say it, that was the time to say it, surely.
Oh,
Okay.
watch the side pocket here. Oh, he's got it clear. All right. Efren looking pretty good here.
Not only the ability to play positional play, but banking balls and guaranteeing to bank them, knowing full well if you miss, you could lose the match. There's another discipline that you have to be a master of. Spinning the cue ball round the table. A couple of, oh no, perhaps no, sorry, just holding it in the top of the table for the 7. Got my order of balls mixed up then. Coming back down the table now for the 8.
Has a really easy job here to get on the 8. The question will be, how does he land on the 8 to travel back up table for the 9 ball?
And once again, Efren Reyes being let off the hook slightly by the misfortune of Johnny Archer not making a ball on the break.
The break shot is the critical shot in 9 ball at this level. On the amateur level, you might come to the table several times in a single game, but not with these boys. And Efren Reyes now 1 game away from sending Johnny Archer back to the United States.
A tournament that Efren Reyes would love to win again, to prove he's the master. He's not just the player's favourite, he'd like to be considered the all-time best pool player. What better way than to once again win this pool tournament that has made its home here in the UK on Sky TV, and the EmpirePoker.com World Championship beamed around to over 60 countries around the world, and Cardiff is now firmly on the map as far as world 9-ball pool is concerned.
Steve, we got to remember that Reyes cannot relax now. He's only got 1 more game, but if he gives up the table, Archer's already run 4 racks once in this set, and that's all he has to do a game. Reyes probably
Efren Reyes to break,
concentrating terribly hard on this break shot.
End of match if Reyes can break and run out. The game of 9-ball. Hit the lowest ball on the table and make the 9.
To watch, could you please do that?
And
thank you.
Oh.
Michaela setting some more fans perfectly straight.
That's not the best break in the world.
No, and I don't see anything going down.
And perhaps just a little bit of anticipation that he's 1 break away meant that somehow he didn't connect right with the cue. And with the ball, a little bit of spin on the ball, and if you don't transfer the power from the cue ball through to the 1 ball and through the rest of the pack, don't connect with the 1 ball full enough, perhaps put a bit of spin on the ball, and all of a sudden you don't get the same reaction through the pack and you don't make a ball.
You know, Steve, this could be an interesting rack. That 7 and 8 ball are tied up.
This is the rack we were talking about.
It could be.
The rack where the tactical nuances of the game come into play, and the person that wins it could then go on to win the match. Obviously, if Reyes wins, he's over. But if Archer can get the break off, then he can certainly run another couple of racks.
Yeah, one thing for certain, Efren Reyes has struck his last break shot of this match. And the next time that the 9 ball goes down under his cue, it'll be the last time. And by the way, the reason that these players are so picky about having a clean, boy, that was close, a clean cue ball is there's a piece of chalk on that cue ball. When it strikes the object ball, it can cause the balls to take a different course than the one that had been imagined. And look how close this shot was.
Good speed on that, so it was always going to die in the pocket. Give up. This is not, as we've mentioned, a guaranteed run out. Okay, 2, 3 hanging over the pocket. 4 is the 4, 8, 7 combination a possibility. If not, he's got to play the 4 into the top right. 5's hanging over the pocket. 6, but then the problem is the 7 and the 8.
And that's a big problem. Now he's in position if he wanted to nudge those balls right here, but Then he's taking a big chance on the 4.
Obviously, if he can play very softly with the 3 to leave himself an angle on the 4, in potting the 4 he can shift the 8 and the 7 apart and he will naturally be on the 5.
Good.
Can he play it soft enough?
Well, he sees the shot that you're talking about there, Stephen.
The only problem, the sacrifice he has to make for doing this is leaving himself further away from the 5 to then get on the 6. But it's a shot he has to play. Guaranteed to split these balls up. But don't hit them too hard, because if he did hit them too hard, somehow, possibly that 7 could bounce off a cushion, snooker him on the 5. You've got to be a bit careful with this one.
No, I think he would like to leave that 7 ball right down near the rail.
Just picking that ball out of the pocket and putting it in another one so it's not in his field of vision when he's queuing over the pocket. Sort of little habit some players have. Oh, we knew that was horrible.
Oh boy.
No.
Oh boy.
The way he played that. Ugh.
That's the last place he wanted that cue ball to wind up. He not only a straight line, he's jacked up over the 7.
Well, he wanted to keep the 7 over the hole, but he should have hit it harder if he thought that was going to be the end result. But I mean, how do you predict these balls? You win and lose by predicting the outcomes of how the balls react with each other. But this is the same as playing a jump shot, as if there was a ball in the way. He's going to have to jack up in the air, hit down on the ball. That will apply backspin. Now the backspin, if he connects right, will obviously stop him from rolling through into the pocket, but he'd like to get some backspin on enough to screw back for the 6. This is the biggest shot of this match.
Well, he's pocketed the 5, but boy, what a tough shot to have to finish out the rack on with that 6 ball. He's right on what we call the 50-yard line, Steve.
Yeah, well, the best he could have hoped for. He screwed it back. It was a great shot. It really was. I think probably a little bit tentative in not giving it everything for fear of missing the pot. He had to make sure the 5, he can cut the 6 in. The cue ball won't go in off in the middle pocket, but he's got to play it slow enough that he doesn't go down the table and not be on the 7. So rolling this ball slower, there's an element that the tension in his arm could come into play. If the 5 ball was the biggest shot of this match, the 6 ball is now even bigger.
You'll watch the 6 ball coming right at you, and he has missed this shot. Efren Reyes now 4 balls away from progressing. Watch it coming at you.
You can't get a tougher shot at 9 ball into an open pocket, not down the rail, unmissable down the rail. Ooh. Didn't want it to go there, but he's smiling. Now he's got a smile on his face, Efren. He knows he's won it, even though he's out of position slightly. Or was that a smile, or was that a grimace?
Well,
it's
no,
tough to say.
He's back in that situation now where he can afford to smile at an error.
Could have been wind, could have been a grimace.
Could have been, could have been.
Well, he's not ideal on that.
No, he's not. He's awfully straight on this.
Well, he's making hard work of this one. Has he got an angle to screw back?
Well, he's not screwing back, though.
Oh, he had an angle. Oh, well. Great match. Efren Reyes was asked the questions of having a tough first-round opponent, and he's answered them.
Efren Reyes taking it home, and after an extremely difficult tournament, Johnny Archer, who just barely squeaked through the preliminaries, will go no further. Efren Reyes, however, can look forward to his next match on his long, long journey to the top and to the championship of the world.